Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sage Be Me podcast. And I'll be your host today, Sage Be Me. It's a bright and cold morning. Wow, the way the cold has been coming through. Unashangaa kwa nini ndio. Anyways, today's episode will be talking about responsibility and how it runs in the world. Responsibility. I think I should start with a story. So most of the time when we're small kids, there's usually this thing, how should I say this? Where you eat sugar. After eating sugar, your parent or guardian comes and asks you, "You've eaten sugar?" Then you'll say, "Sijakula, you've not eaten." You've not accepted responsibility because you know there'll be a punishment. So I'll be talking about it in a large scale, and let's say I'll talk about stories and tell how from childhood till date people don't take up responsibility for anything, and this situation has brought about to this untrustworthiness, especially in my mother country, or should I say father country, because my father is Kenyan and my mother is not Kenyan. In my father country. So I came to realize when I was small, I stole money from my parents' bedroom. So I stole 1,000 bob. Then I ran out. It was on a Sunday. I ran out, went to church, came back. Hey, people ask, umechukua pesa? No. Nobody has taken money. So my mom called me, kuja hapa. I had the money in my pockets. So she was like, kuja hapa, come here. See, she sees that I'm startled. I'm shaking. So I enter my pockets, try to hide the money in my boxers. You know naficha? Why are you hiding it? Ooh, I got an ass whooping. Kunyoroshwa. Unachapwa. Unasema yes. So there's this time I had gone to a friend's of mine's house. I had seen this phone. This phone, it was at the time it was a BlackBerry, which had this, should I call it touchpad or something? It was the time for phones which had buttons. So it had the buttons, the QWERTY keyboard, the buttons, and that touchpad kadogo too. So the phone would not be used because there was no battery. I thought, if I get this phone and then get the battery, I can be using it. Oh, so mimi nani, I took the phone. Then after taking the phone, I decided to keep quiet. I went to a pal of mine's place. It was just in our estate to ask him. I asked him, can you go and ask for the battery to this phone? Kusema, kwanza this weekend I'm going to Kawangware. Si nitakufikisia, nitaenda nikuulizie tu. So he went and asked. Then in the evening he came back and gave me the phone. Whether up to date, I don't remember where I hid the phone in the house, but it was somewhere. So he told me, hey, this battery is patikana, you need to go to town. How much will you be charged now? So he told me this, vile wewe unakaa mtoto mdogo, mtu wa duka town anaweza kunyang'anya simu, waseme wewe ni mtoto mdogo ufai kukuwa na simu. So I was like, so I go to town, then they steal my phone that I've stolen. Huh? Haiwezi make. So I decided, I'll just stay with the phone. So that same evening, the friend of mine who had stolen the phone was his brother's. I think he was given by the aunt or something like that. I can't remember really. So his brother, and their worker, there were 3 people who came. They asked, did you see the BlackBerry phone nini? I was like, bado sikuona, hata mimi nashangaa, kumbe imepotea. Sikujua. Then the next day, so see, while we were talking, my mom came and found us talking. And then my mom, she's the type of woman who will want to know what's going on around her people, around her, as in you are her business. That's the type of person my mother is. So my mom asks, what's going on? Mnataka kuchapa mtoto wangu? Sivyo mom. These guys were very respectful, man. Ni vile alikuwa home and that day ndio simu ilipotea. We've been looking for the phone na haijapatikana. Pole, tutawasaidia kutafuta. Kama ni Machari amechukua, atarudisha. Okay. So the next morning, this guy who I had given the phone, they were talking about the phone and my mother overheard. So ni kijana wangu amechukua simu. Mom came to me. I was in the bedroom. She asked me, Macharia, wewe ndo ulichukua hiyo simu? Hapana, sio mimi mama. Ni wewe ndo umechukua hiyo simu? Hapana, sio mimi mama. Nakataa kabisa, sio mimi. Man, she asked with a commanding voice, Macharia, ni wewe umechukua hiyo simu? What? Man. I said no. She went out of the room. She came back with a nyahunyo. Buddha. From the door, I don't know how it landed. It landed on my hand. It landed on my head. It landed on my back. I went inside the blanket. Lakini they were still coming. They were coming. Woo! Ass whooping. I got some really good ass whooping. Wow, it was painful. And I got whooped to the point that I was feeling, I started saying, niko nao, nitaitoa saizi, tafundisha. It was some serious ass whooping, as in, this woman, if you don't have a reason to fear my mother, I have many, not just one. So she whooped my ass. Then she told me to get the phone. We're taking it to my friend's place. So I covered myself with the blanket. So you can imagine a small person, me, covering myself with the blanket, walking kwa barabara across the road. As in, my mom's walking this side and I'm walking the other side. If I see her crossing, I cross the other side. As in, I don't want to be anywhere near her. Even when we were at the gate, she was in this corner, I was in the other corner. And she was holding the whip, man, because I knew it will land on me anytime. I was in fear. Wow. So, I think we have time for another story. Talking about responsibility. So, recently I had this story. This guy, he's working in a police. Let's say he's like an officer. So, officers usually have the radios. You see them holding in their hands. Some have put in their breast pockets. So, in this walkie-talkies, I think that's what they call, I don't know, maybe they have another name. In this walkie-talkies, there's this thing that's called point to point. So if I have a walkie-talkie and my friend Alan over there has a walkie-talkie, and I know his walkie-talkie, like, let's say like address, I don't know the exact names of this stuff, and my friend Alan over there I know Alan's address. So let's say like there was a meeting today about on the cops in the Embakasi division, and something happened that guys didn't like. So guys usually talk. If they'll talk trash about this person and that person, that's normal, it happens. So when I decide to call Alan, the point to point, I point to Alan. Then I'm like, yo Alan, ulisikiaje vile komanda alisema leo? As in, alikuwa anaongea matope sana. I don't expect commander like him to be talking so much trash, man. Then before Alan responds, I hang up the point to point. So when I hang up point, the broadcast goes to everyone in the area. So this guy Alan, he was like, hey, Commander Jeff akona ufala. He keeps on talking trash about ABCD. He can't even do anything. As in, that sort of it. So, like that, everyone's hearing. As in, everyone has listened to the conversation. So, this is when you hear someone, I don't know the ranks in police. Let's say someone in charge of the division interrupts Alan from talking. I know it's someone who's pointed Alan and hung up before he got the response. So the report was broadcasted to everyone. Alan and whoever who was pointing Alan, I want you in my office right now. So you can imagine the person in charge of the division, let's say the division commander, he tells you to come in my office in the next 30 minutes. Then after that, Alan will have to go because they know it's Alan. For me, they don't know it's me. So they say, if you don't show up in my office in the next 20 minutes, I will look for you and I will find you. And if you come, you're in big trouble. So in big trouble, it means you might lose your job, you might get suspended. And if you just keep quiet, nothing will happen. What will you do? Will you really take responsibility for that? Nope, you won't. And sadly, that's the world of today. People won't accept responsibility because of the punishment. And sadly, that's how many kids are being raised at the moment. A few weeks ago, we had this what should I call it? This meeting where Wangeshi said something that really messed me up. So she talked about her knowing a youth man who has potential of being a leader. But she said he has potential, but he's talking like incompetent people with power who are currently running the country. So these incompetent people, they're stealing the public funds, taking it into their pockets and stuff like that. So she said this guy, he's waiting to get into a political seat so that he can steal for his family or for his specific purpose. This when he said mi nangoja kufika hapo niibe pia zangu alafu nisonge, this means he won't take responsibility for anything. And if that's the world that we, the youth man, the leaders of tomorrow, have in our minds, then we can as well say that we are screwed. We don't have hope. And nothing really is going to change that unless guys realize that leadership is service. It's not that the people beneath you are the ones serving you. You at the top, you're the one serving the people beneath. And if people at the moment can't take responsibility, as in, yes, it was snitch and everything, but if you can't take responsibility, what's it good for? As in, why, man? This is where you hope this thing they call karma to be real. Otherwise, we are in deep trouble. Anyways, that's the episode of today. I wanted to tell another story, but time's up. That's the episode of today. Make sure you follow me on my socials, like, subscribe, comment on YouTube, share. Make sure you destroy that like button, share, and there'll be more content coming up. I'm looking to see if there's a guest, and I apologize for this episode being late. It could have been like 20 minutes where I talk about school and everything, but message delivered. Yo, thank you. Make sure you go follow me on Instagram, on Twitter. Follow me on sage_b_me. Follow me on Instagram, sage_b_muchachos. And I'll see you in the next episode.